Michelle from Design Studio. If you didn't catch me earlier this morning, I'm here today, this afternoon, to just follow on from what we spoke about earlier and the importance of getting your branding and your marketing right when you're setting up a business online. So I earlier presented where my business started and how it all came about, but I've always had a vision of being of service to entrepreneurs digitally. Being a graphic artist and having a lot of business knowledge under my belt, I really was determined to get some simplicity out there in the marketplace, especially for middle-aged people, which a little bit technically challenged. And I'll never forget the day my husband, he was at high school, he's doing his year 12, and him and his mate, they went to a maths session, and the maths session was all computers. That was all when it all came out. I'm showing my age now. That's not good, is it, really? But look, yeah, computers were taking off, and he had this maths session which was all about computers, and he ended up going to the pub with his mate. Oh, these computers will never take off. Hey, Pam, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, he was quite adamant computers would never take off, and went to the pub instead and had a few beers. But as you do when you're a teenager and not really interested. But look, here we are. I'm running our third business online. Looking forward to meeting all you guys out there. And yeah, so I'm going to go into it and share with you today. So the next step with a business, I mean, a lot of you are already there and you're already doing the do, and you've done your branding yourself or you've had it done, and that's great. You've obviously got the right idea, but I just thought I'd share with you a few stats and a few tips and tricks that need to be brought into perspective when you're building your brand online. Okay. So I'm just going to share screen. So I'm going to just share screen with you all. So I'll just share screen. Okay. So I want to talk about the next step and the things to consider. You really do need to think about what you're doing and your branding. And look, there are a lot of MLMs out there that have already got your brand organised, but you can still do your thing, and that's really important to sort of stand out from the white noise and get noticed out there. So the next step is branding. And your branding is the process of creating a unique identity that's specific to you. So at Design Studio, I work on really bringing out your personality, and it's important to get that branding right, because it actually is the perception of the service, and it establishes your visual identity for you and your product and your business, because you are the secret sauce. So you can have a logo, which is great, but it's your personality that needs to shine through with your business. So, and it builds customer trust when you do have your branding right. So something to really think about. So I'm not sure whether you're aware, but a study was conducted by Forbes, and they found that 87% of consumers said that they would prefer to purchase products or services from a business with a strong brand identity. So it's really key, and I'll show you further on. There's a few few of the common brands that we all know today that really signify that. So the key components of branding is your business name, your logo, consistent visual identity, your consistent visual messaging, and consistent visual positioning. So, hey Dean, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate that. And I'll just go to the next slide. So the 3 stages of branding, it involves developing the consistent components like your name and your logo, and design and capturing your unique visual identity. So once you've decided on your dream business, and the strong identity becomes crucial, okay? So I suggest you hire a professional to unify all your branding elements. At Design Studio, we do all of those things to bring your brand to life. So stage one we perform is your visual identity. So the first step in branding your business is choosing a name, which is really fun. And some people use their personal name, others choose a name that represents their business. And your overall business name needs to align with your identity and the values and your positioning in the marketplace, and so your niche market can really pick up, really resonate with you. It's important to make sure that the name you choose is actually not trademarked or already used. So it's important to do the exercise and find out places like, the Facebook URL, make sure it's available on there. It's no point, buying a business name or buying a domain for your website and your emails and all of that if it's not available on socials. So big big tip there for young players who are getting started. It's important to have that consistency right throughout all your URLs if you can. So the first step is your logo, of course. When you have established your business name, a well-designed logo is a good idea to have. Not only does it capture the essence of your business, a well-designed logo is not only does it capture business, it communicates its values and your personality to your target audience. Its brand, it gives you that point of difference in the marketplace. So here's a few examples of some work we've done, and also some ones you would already know, like Country Road and Nike. They've got the swoosh. I'm reading his book at the moment, and it's very good. The shoe, is it the shoe? Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it's a great book, and really loving seeing his story and how he came about with his business. But yeah, it's important to have a brand that talks you, or a logo that talks you. So we basically bring together your identity. So stage two is visual awareness. And the importance of social media, I can't stress enough, and Adair and everyone will vouch for this. So there are so many social media platforms out there, and your Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest. It's important to maintain that consistent visual awareness throughout them all. Facebook would be the major one alongside LinkedIn, but it's important that you brand your social media well, because 98.5% of people use their mobile phones to look at your business or find you. And if your banner's not right on your mobile phone, they can't read what the content says. So what we do at Design Studio is make sure that all fits perfectly. So either platform, it looks great and people can understand who you are and what you do. So let me just go to the next slide. I've got some stats here that are really quite interesting, actually. As you can see, Facebook's number one. Like, this is in 2022, it'd be a lot different now. And TikTok and that'd be on there pretty prevalent too. I must update this slide because it's a bit old. But back then, you can see how prominent they are. And YouTube and Facebook were pretty neck and neck, and they are again still now. So, but this is just sort of shows you the different platforms that you could be marketing on yourself. Aside from Facebook, you could be having accounts with different ones like this. But LinkedIn, I would say, is right up there. And I must get that slide updated and perhaps share you that tomorrow and just see what it all comes out at. It's quite fascinating. So social media, once your logo is established, the next step is to bring together the banner for your social media platforms. So be sure to get an expert to bring them together, because as I said, they're all scaled. They are all scaled differently, and when done professionally, they will look beautiful, and your visual awareness will be really, maintained consistently. So here's some social media banners we've done in the past. As you can see, it's Master Dyslexia. There's their logo that you saw on the previous page. It's really important to get a point of difference out there. So stage 3 is visual consistency. Who out there realizes that they need to be consistent visually? It's something people, really don't take into consideration enough. I think there's a lot of times out there, people do their own branding, and that's fine, great, good on you. I'm so glad, for you, because, Canva's amazing what it does for business people out there. That they're having to be able to do things themselves is really great. But what I find is people, a bit like the magpie method, where they see something really pretty and they'll grab that, and they'll see, another thing they really like the look of, and they'll use that. But all of a sudden it starts to look like a real hodgepodge, and there's no consistency there. So what we do is bring that consistency together and help you to look great across all platforms. So I'll just go back. So yeah, visual consistency. So adhering to a cohesive visual identity, including your logo usage, color schemes, and typography across all your brand assets, establishes a strong and recognizable visual identity that contributes to your brand's overall communication. So typography, what does this mean? You're probably thinking, what the hell is she talking about? Daryl would know. Typography is making sure you don't go overboard with the font usage on your branding. 1 or 2, 3 at most different fonts is good. One of my pet hates when people use script fonts, like your italicized fonts, like a handwritten font. They use it in capitals. No go. That's just not the done thing. Back in the day when I did my training, it's so not the way to go. But, it's always personal preference and whatever floats your boat, of course. But typography refers to the selection and arrangement of the fonts in your communication. So it plays a really significant role in conveying your brand's personality. And a professional will guide you on how to maintain that consistency. So colour palette. This is a big part of keeping that consistency consistent. Wow, a lot of consistencies there. So your colour palette, you go about picking out your, the significant branding we bring together for you will represent you, and we always give you all of your hex codes and that, so that you want to go and do your own posts and things, you can use these colours to bring it all together on all your elements. So I just want to show you, how important it is to keep a consistent colour palette. When you're doing designing, you can say, okay, I want to use this colour for the background and this colour for the font, but if you give a couple of options, you can mix it up a little bit. And it just gives you the, love a great hex. Yeah. Great hex. Hexes are very, very handy. And hexes are really good for when you're getting printing done too, because you can actually, they can work out your PMSs and the right colours to get your printing done. So, a lot of people don't realise there's actually this colour. There's a variety of different palette, no, actually not palette, but different models of colour coding, and PMS is in the printing industry. So this sort of shows you what I mean by the different text colours and the background, and just gives you that variety of look. So here it just shows the background being used in a different colour. So that's where your brand consistency is really key in using the right hex codes. So yeah, so here's some more, just using the same colours again, but just a different look. The one thing we do with all of our work is we provide a style guide. So we put together all of your elements, your logos in various formats. So you get them in reverse format, you get them in block format, you get them in a scalable format, as Susie mentioned there a while back. It's really important to get them done properly so that you can use them in different aspects of designs. So the style guide is really handy though. It gives you all of your hex codes. It tells you the fonts that we've used. And then when you do go into your Canva program, you can actually use those fonts and make sure you keep that consistency throughout it. Yeah, is it advisable to mix the warm with the cool colours in the same palette? Look, it can, you can have a gradient of those colours, Roz. It's, it does, I find I can have a bright, warm colour and then I cool it down to get attention sort of thing. So I don't really go by warm and cool. I just I just visually look at it and see what works. So yeah, no, there's no real rule of thumb there from my, from my perspective. I just think that you've got to find your colours that work in synergy. So when you're getting all your elements together, it's a great idea to get your professional to prepare an email banner as well. Then you can, when all your emails go out, your footer's got the same look, and your emails all instantly become recognisable. And when you're, putting your business elements together, a website is really, beneficial. And having a website, you can absolutely put your business out. Oh, just wasn't meant to do that. Sorry. Go back. So what I've found, most people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on websites, and or they give it a go themselves, and then they get years down the track and their business has got to where it's got, and they just realise that, oh my goodness, I should have probably done the right thing initially and had all of the had it all set up professionally. Because I've got a few clients. I've got a lady I'm working with. She's got like 3 websites, and she just is in a mess because she doesn't know what to do. And what we're doing is actually bringing it all together. And you know what? Sometimes, we do actually work on websites and update them as they are. We can actually work behind the scenes and get some better looking feel. But sometimes it takes a lot longer to update something that's already existing. It's easier to just redo it, create a new website. So, yeah. Okay, so in conclusion, basically, consistency is key. Professional branding builds trust and customer loyalty. It also builds reputation and positions you well within the marketplace. So avoid doing it alone if you can. Get advice and help from a professional right from the beginning. At Design Studio, we can absolutely help you with that and consistency in your business. So if you need help, I've got a gift for you all. Feel free to send me a message and I'll reach out to you, or flick me your, send me a message that you're interested in the ebook, and I'll get you my first series book about branding, which covers all of the things to think of and what you need to have to get your online business with all its right elements. Just a little bit of a tip and tricks there, and it's also got a checklist in there of all the things that you need to think about having in your business, like your email banner, your logo, your socials, and what you need for all of those different platforms and that. So it depends on what platforms you're on, of course, but it does give you a bit of a guide on your variety of things to consider. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate that. But yeah, so that's our ebook, and thank you. And I welcome any questions if you've got any out there. So I'll just go to the chat now and have a little bit of a look and see what everyone's said out there. So yeah, look, it is absolutely well worth the investment, Roz. And look, it's not overly expensive like you may think. It's about having that conversation and chatting with you guys and seeing where you're at. It's just it's about just getting the conversation going and seeing where we can assist you. Because I mean, a lot of people think it's going to be so expensive, but so yeah, so once your brand's established, it's about working together, and then once that's done, then it's about getting into the marketing side of things in your campaign. So we do it a step-by-step process. As you can see, it's a process you've got to go through to get it right. And once we've got that brand right, away we go. We map out where we want to get you and where we want to take your business to get you your clients and get that awareness out there. So there's a tractor coming down the road where I am living, and it sounds very loud, so I apologise if it's too loud on the on the stream. But yeah, it's about coming back and going back to basics and really getting your bits in place that you need to be visible, and we can certainly help you do that. So yeah, so I'm really grateful for you all to be here. Thank you so much. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about, are you confused? So what's I'm going to cover off on a few things that may assist you in areas like, where do I start when I want to do some email marketing, or what tools are around and things we suggest. And thanks, Julie, appreciate that. But yeah, so look, we're here to give advice. It costs nothing to just reach out and have a chat. Okay, I think I'm done, but there's 4 minutes to go. Has anyone got any questions? Yeah, you're right, Atul. It's having a great online presence is key in today's digital world. Absolutely, because you know what? It's your front door. It's your front door. The younger generation, they don't go to the premises anymore. They're looking at the front door, and it's either on your socials, and they want evidence that you are who you are, and they want to know you're real. So it's really important that to get that branding consistent and be consistent in your postings and things like that, and really hero you and your business, because you are the secret sauce. Don't forget. So thanks again, everybody. I'm very grateful for all your comments here, and I look forward to talking to you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.